Big Willie here of the Kickoff and the Score, and it's another football weekend. Yes, this last weekend of the month of November as we head into December, and a blockbuster weekend in the Premier League. Now, the league leaders, or the table toppers, Ndovu Niku, as they like calling themselves, Arsenal, are playing Chelsea in a big London derby. Arsenal, of course, making the short trip from North London to West London to face Chelsea at the Bridge. A blockbuster of a game because these two teams I wouldn't say that they're evenly matched, but that midfield battle between Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo is going to be just worth the entry price of that encounter. These two midfielders have been in excellent form for their clubs and even for their country, and it's going to be a big battle, especially in midfield, to determine who comes out on top. Now, we don't know if Cole Palmer will be available for Chelsea, but from where I sit, I think Arsenal have the better defense, have the better attack. But I just think that probably in midfield, I think both sides are evenly matched. So it could come down to the depth of the two teams and who will take their chances and who is going to defend better, who is going to execute better in both boxes. So Arsenal against Chelsea, 7:30, 1 against 2. The two teams at the top of the table, or the table toppers, facing number 2. Now, the other fixtures, we've got 5 games on Saturday and 5 games on Sunday. Now, Manchester City, who've lost back-to-back games. Remember, they were in action in midweek in the Champions League. They lost at home to Bayer Leverkusen 2-0 after making 10 changes. They will be hosting Leeds United at the Etihad Stadium at 6 o'clock. And you'd expect Man City to bounce back and get all 3 points to move within 4 points of Arsenal by the time the game ends at 8 o'clock. Now, looking at other fixtures on Saturday, we've got Sunderland, who have been the surprise team of the season so far. They will be at home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I think, will be without Antoine Semenyo, who is still recovering from illness. But we shall know, probably by Saturday morning, if he'll be available for that match. Sunderland, of course, have beaten Chelsea. They've drawn with Arsenal. They're not a walk in the park, and this will be a tough game for Bournemouth, who drew last week 2-2 against West Ham. Now, there are 2 late games on Saturday. Everton are taking on Newcastle at the Dickinson Stadium, and then Spurs are taking on Fulham in another London derby. Spurs, of course, played well against PSG, but ended up losing by 5-3. Now, on Sunday, action begins at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Kenyan time, when Manchester United make the trip to Selhurst Park to take on Crystal Palace. United lost to 10-man Everton on Monday night, and it will not be a very easy game against the Eagles of Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace win this game, and I think they take all 3 points against Man United. Now, where do you start with Liverpool? Because Liverpool are totally out of form, and I think the fans are getting to a point whereby, does the manager remain or does the manager go? Now, this manager, Arne Slot, won Liverpool, the league title in May, but 6 months later, he can't just simply buy a win. Liverpool lost to PSV Eindhoven, lost to Nottingham Forest on Saturday, lost to Man City 2 weeks ago, 10 goals conceded in 3 games. Can they get a win against West Ham at the London Stadium? I honestly don't know. West Ham, of course, have won 2 games and have drawn 1. And it's going to be a very tough game for Liverpool. I think I'll just leave it at that. I can't say they're going to win, or they're going to lose, or they're going to draw. Now, the other games on Sunday, Aston Villa, I think will get the 3 points against Wolves at Villa Park. And Nottingham Forest, of course, are playing Brighton. That will be a tough game. Brighton, of course, playing well. Forest, of course, were in Europa League action on Thursday. They won 3-0 against Malmo. And those are your games for Sunday. I don't think I've left in the game. Yes, on Saturday we have Brentford against Burnley. So those are your 10 games for the weekend. 5 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday. Tell us in the comment section who you think will come out top in the battle for the top 2. That's Arsenal against Chelsea. And tell us the other results which you think will go in according to your favor. But it promises to be a roller coaster of a football weekend, with the matches which will be kicking off at 6 p.m. on Saturday. And then, of course, on Sunday, we wait for the big one between Arsenal against Chelsea in a London derby. We shall be back here on Tuesday morning to review the action of the weekend. And of course, remember, there will be another game week on Tuesday and Wednesday in the Premier League. But first, we review the action over the weekend, and then we look ahead to the midweek action, which will be on Tuesday and Wednesday in the Premier League. Do enjoy your weekend, support your teams, and let's meet here on Tuesday morning.